So I honestly feel like every week Foundation gets better and better. Every season has gotten better and better, and this season three, each episode I'm like, it's better than the last week's episode. And I'm waiting for Demerzel to go nuclear after everything that happened in this week's episode because Empire has fractured completely, and I don't know what she's gonna do when she realizes that. Well, I'm going to spoil the whole thing. So if you haven't watched episode 4 yet, go watch it first so that you understand where I'm at because I don't do spoiler free and we're talking the whole episode. So let's see. Multiple timelines here. First, we start off with Demerzel having a bit of a flashback to the confession that she gave to the priestess, revealing that she was the one who 3 centuries ago was behind the Star Bridge uh, being blown up. Like she was the one who brainwashed or compelled these two individuals to go blow it up and blame it on terrorists because she viewed in the short term that Foundation was the best chance of success for humanity. And she saw that Empire would kill Harry Seldon, and she didn't want that to happen, so she blew up the space bridge, the Star Bridge or whatever, so that they couldn't go after Harry Seldon. And I was like, what? Mind blown. Um, so that was a reveal. Then we go back to the planet where Gail is at, and Hans shows up, who is the spy guy who had the confrontation in the previous episode with the Mule, and he has arrived. He definitely survived, but he reveals to her that he was mind probed for sure, and they have a mind melding situation slash ceremony with the tall mute guy with the beard, and they do a mind meld session. And in that mind meld session, they learn a couple things. One is that the music has something to do with amplifying the mule's powers, whether it's the individual who was playing the music, who is off with the Hober Mallow relations, or if it's the instrument. Like if it's the instrument or is it the person playing the music, we don't really know. But they see in the vision that the music was allowing the mule to have greater control over the people. And the second thing is they notice that the mule needs to surround himself with lots of people, which shows that he's afraid of being alone. And I don't know how they're going to use that to their advantage, but it's useful information nevertheless. Um, Now, this sparks some fear in Gail enough that she decides to go to Trantor herself and convince Day that he needs to leave with her right now if they're going to survive what's to come. And in the process of convincing him to go with her, she reveals her powers to Day. The fact that she has mental capacities that are the same as the mule. And she's like, if you come with me, I promise I will teach you how to use this and you will survive. Even if Empire falls because of the battle and the war with the mule, I will help you survive if you come with me. And he does. He goes with her and they escape in a ship. So Day is off with Gale. The fact that she came personally and physically to Trantor to convince him was enough to convince him, along with the display of her powers. So that's one side of things. The other side of things is the ambassador of Foundation realizing, being told by her people back at the structure who went into the vault to talk to Harry Seldon that Harry Seldon's going to be appearing in a few days and that he gave the Radiant to Demerzel and Empire. So she goes and confronts Empire slash Dusk in front of Demerzel and says, "Show me the Radiant," and he does, and they go off and have a bit of a moment together while Demerzel gets kind of shooed off into the background. So um, Demerzel is losing control in a lot of ways. She loses control over Dawn, and she's losing control over Dusk because he's going off and having feelings and emotional connections with the Foundation ambassador. But the best part of all of this was Day's storyline in this episode. Oh my goodness! And Lee Pace once again. I have a bit of a man crush on Lee Pace. Um, oh wow, Day is in full rebellion mode because Demerzel killed his girlfriend and he loved her, and so yeah. First things first, he goes off and interviews the ghost of Cleon Past. Specifically, he talks to a younger version of Cleon that looks just like himself with shorter hair, but one of the past warriors, and wants to know about when that Cleon invaded the planet of Mycogen, which is where his priestess girlfriend is from, which was the birthplace of this religion that worships robots. So he wants to know about, do you know what this is? And he says, yes, it was from this religion movement. It survived. Oh, I must not have done enough good enough job when I cleansed the planet. And he wants to know about the cleansing. So the old Cleon past tells him of this time that he went to the planet by himself with honor guard, and that's it. And they went there specifically to get some tools for Demerzel. And while they were there getting the tools from the priests who were worshiping these tools as relics, they wiped out like 20,000 of the priests and tried not to kill any of the women and children because it's a food planet and they don't want to cause a rebellion because it's one of the only food planets. And at the time, it's even by today's standards, I say today, but in the current standards of Empire, it's like one of the only food breadbasket planets still left. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. So, Day then goes and has a confrontation with Demerzel as she's doing her maintenance in her chambers, and he sees the toolbox with all her little tools, and she's using the tools to like do maintenance on herself. And in the process of riling her up and having a confrontation with her, he steals one of the tools. And you're like, what's he going to use that for? Well, then he goes and meets up with the soldier that he was going to escape with his girlfriend, but the girlfriend's no longer involved. And he says the plan's still on. We're gonna go, and they're off on their speeder bikes across the dark of the city night. And in that, he talks about how he's like the guy wants to know why are you going to Mycogen, and he's like, I've got a peace offering for them. And you're like, oh shit, he's gonna take this tool back and offer it to the priests in exchange for like to see his girlfriend, and this is all revenge now for him. It's revenge against Demerzel. He's taking control of his life, and he's going to do what so many of the empires have tried to do before, which is break away and try to have their own freedom. But previously, all the other empires have failed. All the other versions have failed when they've tried to get away because Demerzel is she is relentless, right? Um, they get to this place where they're supposed to the point of no return. And he gets off the bike and he goes to put his nanobites from his blood. He's putting them into a vat, and he turns around and gives the blood to the soldier, and he tells him good luck. And the guy goes to pick it up, and when he goes to pick it up, he shoots him. And you're like, what is going on? And that's when he confronts the soldier about you were a rat all along. And the guy's like, how did you know? And we get this whole spiel about, oh, well, I saw you flash the lights when we passed the checkpoint, and I've known ever since here because I saw your tells. So basically, Day has been feeding information to Demerzel and etc. through this soldier, and realizing now that it's all falling apart, he's gonna do one last Hail Mary. And he basically kills the guy, puts his nanites into that guy's body, dumps that guy's body in the river, and then is basically hoping that Demerzel will find the body with his nanites in it and think that he's dead, even though he realizes it probably won't last forever, and then he's off to escape. But as he's escaping, he gives this monologue of not even, he says, Empire can't even escape from Empire, but I'm going to go as far as I can just to see how far I can get. I'm paraphrasing it, I don't remember the exact line, but he realizes that he's probably going to get caught, but he's going to see how far he can get before he does, because he's finally taking control of his own destiny. And I'm rooting for Cleon Day. I am rooting for this bearded version, this taking control of his own existence version of Cleon, as he rides off into the distance and tries to escape. And we'll see how far he gets. And again, I don't know where Demerzel is going to go after this, because day is gone, dusk is gone. Excuse me, day is gone and dawn is gone. The only ones left is dusk, and he's off kind of in La La Land with the Foundation ambassador. She can't decant another two, I don't think, unless she takes care of the previous two that have gotten away. Because what happens if they show up again? So, ooh, the next few episodes are gonna be good. I'm excited, man. It's good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Daily streams 4:30 a.m. Central every single day on YouTube and Twitch. I'll see you guys in the next one.